Hey, how's it going, guys? What's up? Um, as usual, I'm here to answer questions about your questions on magic, right? So, if you got anything that you want to know that you want to learn about, please post your question. Okay. May I please enroll in your meditation program? Yeah. Go to theunboundedmind.com and sign up for it, and then you can enroll. Yeah. That's for all of you whoever wants to join the meditation program, The Unbounded Mind. Go to theunboundedmind.com. I'm going to post the link here. All right. Yeah, I don't know if that link is clickable, Wasi. I don't think it is. Anyways, yeah. See, hold on. Good evening, brother. I was wondering if you could explain your technique in regards to creating talismans for protection, physical attraction, etc. Yeah. Okay. Good question. And something that is really not understood enough, really not explained enough. Okay. When we talk about creating a talisman, what are you actually doing? Or let's go even more fundamental here. What is it that we do in magic? What is that? We're changing the external world, right? We're changing the macrocosm. Now, you know the old datum that as within, so without, right? And as above, so below. So what that actually means is that everything in your life is an extension of your own mind. Okay. I know that's hard to believe because there's this illusion that this is me and there's the physical world and all that. Okay. But when you study the mystical arts, you will at one point find that first of all, everything is connected. The division and the boundaries between the outside and the inside are artificial, and everything that is in your reality is an extension of you. So when we craft spells, when we create changes in the outside world through magic, through non-physical means, we're actually changing ourselves, you see? Okay? Please understand that. So back to your question here. Explain your technique in regards to creating a talisman for protection, physical attraction, etc. Okay, so when you create a talisman, you are structuring your mind. Does that make sense? When you create a spell or a talisman, you are restructuring your own mind because the outside world is an extension of your own mind that is interconnected, you see? So the first thing that you have to do is structure your mind. So let's say you use this as a talisman. This means that in your mind, this thing has to become a representation and an anchor for the energy of, let's say, physical protection. Okay. So any type of magic that you do, even on external objects, must change something within you. Okay. And the instrument that will show you that the change has occurred is your physical body. That's why it is so important that when you cast spells, you have to have a physical, a visceral response to the spell. So the technique or that which makes magic really work is you have to make a connection and you have to clearly connect the world of energy, the world of imagination, and your physical body. All right. So the rest is really simple. You just invoke the energy of whatever it is that you want to bring into your life. And this an amulet, or did you say amulet? A talisman. Okay, what is a talisman? A talisman is something that attracts a certain type of energy or attracts certain types of events. Amulet is something that shields you against something. Okay, so a talisman for physical protection. Well, you protect, you invoke, invoke the energy of physical protection and transfer it over into your physical object, and that's how you create the talisman. Okay, but the key for all spells, for all types of witchcraft, is that you have to understand that the external world is a manifestation of the internal, or rather, the physical world is an extension of, or rather, the outside world is an extension of your own mind. Okay, and once you understood that and know how to change yourself, then sky's the limit. What methods can we use to protect ourselves and our families from negative energies? And banishings, incense, meditation, chants, chanting of mantras, protective mantras, stuff like that. There's a lot. Hey Frank, you're gonna keep this one on your channel? I think so. Yeah, I think I will. All right. Hey Frank, do you think the stories about Jesus in the Bible are real, like the different miracles he did in turning water to wine? I don't believe Jesus was a real person. Okay. Jesus is a myth. Okay. The entire Bible, or the entire Christian religion, is basically just it's a rerun of the ancient Egyptian religion. Sun worship. All right, so Christianity and Jesus and all of that is nothing real. Jesus is Horus. Okay, Horus. He's the sun. Okay, he's the sun. S-U-N, not S-O-N. S-U-N. The sun. Okay, that's why Sunday is a very special day in Christianity. Sunday is the day where you worship the sun, and that's why service is on Sunday. You see, you're not worshiping Jesus, you're worshiping the sun, if you understand what the religion is actually about. Okay, it's not about Jesus or any of that stuff. Christianity is the worship of the sun, which is internally an ancient Egyptian religion. Okay. Hey Frank, would you do a spell to have a loving friendship with someone, or can you manifest it? I'm a student of magic mastery. Would you do a spell to have a loving friendship with someone, or can you manifest it? Are you asking me personally if I would do that? Oh, okay. I'm going to answer the question of what I think about love spells. That I can do. Well, I've done a lot of them in the past. It's been a very long time since I've done a love spell for myself and for other people, actually, because here's what I think about it. It's I don't have a moral problem with it. Okay. However, you will run into problems with your love spells if you deep down don't believe that the person is better off with you. Okay, because you will self-sabotage. There is definitely something in your there is something that we could call a repercussion that comes from actions that are unjustified. Okay, let me explain. Let's say you um, put a curse on someone who didn't do anything negative to you. Okay, so you just put a spell on a curse on someone who for fun. Okay, that is going to cause a negative repercussion. Okay, so sooner or later you're going to get that back, probably even stronger. Now, if you were to protect yourself or to kind of like do that in self defense, that's a different story. You won't. Okay. The same with a love spell. Okay. If now, first of all, if you actually want to do a love spell on someone, that probably means that you can't get that person through any other means. So that would tell me that you deep down don't believe that that person should be with you. Okay. So even if you get that person through a love spell, subconsciously you're going to sabotage yourself and you're going to get that back in a lot of ways. Okay. Um, so you can definitely do that. You can get that person and all that, but how rewarding is that really? How rewarding is that? Knowing that that person is with you because of a spell that you put on them. You can definitely do that, but it's I don't think you're going to be feeling good doing that. Plus, there's going to be repercussions. Like I said, if you deep down don't believe that the person should be with you, the relationship is going to be messed up. I'll tell you what, the mating game or understanding the mating game is enough, I believe. Okay? It is, I mean, come on. Like, if you're a woman, you learn all kinds of different stuff. Okay? Putting on makeup, smelling good, all of these things. Like, are you telling me that's not a type of spell? I mean, when I look at most women, uh, like with makeup versus without makeup, I wouldn't even look at them twice without makeup. Seriously, they look like there's nothing, like puffy eyes, no eyebrows, nothing. Like nothing special about them. Seriously, okay. And then you look at them with makeup, and all of a sudden they turn into this I don't know, like different being. So what I'm saying is, um, you got all these weapons at your disposal, specifically as a woman. Why would you need a spell for a guy? Okay. Uh, like if you deserve him, you will get him. Okay. And if you don't deserve him, I wouldn't like why do you try to cheat the world? It's not necessary. Love spells are not necessary. I mean, if you have a different agenda, meaning, let's say the guy's very rich and you want him to be with you for some reason, or I mean, for his money and all that, and you don't actually look for love, then okay, do it. Okay, but you're gonna have to deal with the repercussions at that point. But if you're actually looking for love that way, forget about it. Okay, you're not gonna get love through a love spell. You're gonna get, I don't know, sex, because love. Look, I mean, love is mutual respect and a lot of other things that go into that, which you probably, I mean, of course, that. I don't have to explain that to you, right? That's not something you can really generate through a spell, in my opinion, because it takes time to build and things you have to go through together. Something like that can't be created overnight. You can create desire, you can create obsession, you can create like sexual desire and all of that. Yeah, that can be done very fast, no problem. But that's not something for a long-term relationship. Okay, that's something if you want to fuck real fast, or if you want a sex slave. But I don't know if that's like, for me, that's not what I want. But you do whatever you want. Okay. Hey Frank, when is the Unbounded Mind gonna be open for new members? It is open for new members. I posted the link up there a little bit earlier in the chat. Free Marie, what's up? Awesome, much appreciated, Frank. Hi, Frank. Do spirits you offer to sometimes ask you to do additional stuff for them as an offering? Sometimes. There's no rule, you know. I mean, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Hi, Frank. Do your students in your meditation program learn how to astral project with your teachings? Yes, they do, among many other things. Hey, brother, much love and respect. Do you have any experience working with King Belial? Just started working with him, and he's definitely different. Okay, yeah. My experience with him is never negative, never terrifying. Uh, I know a lot of magicians say they have negative experiences with him or terrifying, scary experiences. I never experienced them as any of that. To me, it was always like I liked him, cool. But I'm also not obsessed with Bilal. A lot of people get obsessed with him, especially women. They're like, I think he has a way of sexually manipulating them or manipulating their sexual energies. I don't know. I don't know why that is, but um, no, like I'm more on the positive side when it comes to him. You know, he's helped me with dealing with the law. Let's put it at that. Let's keep it at that. Yeah, and Belial. There's definitely. I mean, when I was younger, I had jobs, many jobs, different jobs, and I used it to work, like to influence bosses and whatnot, definitely, or to get those jobs in the first place. Yeah, Belial, Bailiff, yeah, those guys. Um, Bailiff is another king, demonic king from the Goetia. Okay. Okay. Can we create and energize our own protection mantras, or should we use existing ones only? It's up to you. Use both. Both, okay. How was your shadow work experience? Asks Luis. My shadow work experience is ongoing, has to be ongoing on a constant basis. And your shadow work is nothing but dissolving your ego. That's really what it is about. Okay. All of your shadow work is just dissolving your ego. And that's what it is about, really. You know? How was that? How is it? It's ongoing every day, all the time. Um, let's see, what can I say about that? The goal is to become the Tao. Let's put it like that. Okay. There's a great quote by Lao Tzu about the what is it? Hmm. The attributes of water. Okay, and he talks about and this is not an exact quote, but he talks about how there's nothing softer than water, but in order to break the strength and through opponents and opposition, there's nothing better than being like water, right? Uh, and yeah, no, Bruce Lee said something like "Be like water, my friend." But Bruce Lee was a philosopher, and he was into. Of course, he studied Taoism too. So I think the original quote is definitely from Lao Tzu. All right, so that's 2,600 years old, and see when you uh, when you're young, especially a young guy, okay, and women do it usually differently. Like there are differences in behavior and how they work their ego. Okay, but let's say you as as a young guy myself, there's a lot of you think you can work everything through force, you know, through opposition, through yang energy. Okay, through yang energy. Can work. You think that you can move everything in your life through that energy, but see, as your responsibilities grow and as your consciousness grows, um, at the same rate, the awareness of your own weakness increases. Okay, which is not a bad thing. That is intelligence. Okay, intelligence is much more being aware of your own weakness than being aware of your own strength. In fact, if you want to choose, if you actually want to go into battle, you should know your weaknesses way better than you should know your strengths, you see. But this is something that develops with maturity as you go through life, as you go through many different experiences, you see. You have to become humble in a lot of ways, you see. And unless you go through a lot of challenges, you will not become humble. Okay. You have to be confronted with your own limitations. You have to be confronted with obstacles and challenges that are so big that you have to surrender. Okay. And as you surrender your ego, you can then grow past that experience, and you can grow past that obstacle. So growth goes hand in hand with the reduction of ego. Okay. Um, which is a good thing, and that's, yeah, like I said, that's the process of maturing, maturation, you know, maturity, whatever. And when you practice witchcraft and magic, these experiences will increase. Okay, because the universe always responds to your energy, you see. So when you have the ability to call upon a spirit that can control everybody for you, your sphere of influence has increased exponentially. Okay, but guess what's also going to grow exponentially? It's the challenges that you're going to have to face. Okay, trust me, the universe is not built in a way where it's going to go easy on you. Never. No matter what level you're at. Okay, no matter what level you're at, the universe has another challenge for you that is going to force you to grow past yourself. Okay, so yeah, I mean, admittedly, being able to evoke, being able to do spells increases your power quite a bit. Okay, and it gives you the ability to do much more than other people. But at the same time, the challenges are going to grow as well. Okay, so your concerns are going to become aeonic or like massive. They're going to be very, very big, and your challenges as well. Okay, you're always going to be tested according to your power level. Okay, so in order to grow to the next level, in order to overcome that challenge, more and more and more of the idea of self, of your ego, has to be destroyed. Okay, to the point where you identify with the eternal. Okay, and you understand that this body and this mind are just vessels. They're just points of experience, but you are everything. You know, even see, even if you want to be able to evoke and do spells on a consistent basis and do all of these things, you need to be able to reach a point of consciousness where you're no longer your body. You identify. No longer identify with your physical body and your mind. You're everything that is just experiencing through you. And when you do an evocation, it seems like you're observing that from a third person perspective. You see? So this is all a game of consciousness, and the universe requires you to grow to a level where you're no longer yourself in order to be able to cast a spell and to be able to have this immense influence. Okay, well, guess what's going to happen right next? If you want to, after doing this, after breaking this rule of the universe, or yeah, after bending the rules of this universe, if you think you can go back to your own self image, to your own self concept, it's not gonna work, because Remember, the universe resonates with you. So if your power grows, the challenges are also going to grow. So you're going to be challenged at a whole different level. Bigger influence, bigger power, you're going to be challenged more. And you got to grow past that. You're going to be challenged, you got to grow past it. And that's the process of life, the process of spiritual evolution, okay? And everybody's going through that, just at different levels. So shadow work is really just becoming aware of your own ego and overcoming it. Okay, and it is all the fear that comes from feeling separate from everything, which is an illusion. Okay, so the shadow work is really just that, reducing ego, because identifying more and more and more with what could be called the Tao, or the source, or whatever, you know. And that is ongoing, constantly. And magic is just an accelerated way of doing that. So all of you guys that think that magic is about feeding your ego and increasing it, you're going to break. Okay. Because the ego is limited, you see. But if you really want to aim for incredible power, immense power, you know, actually want to be able to deal with the deep, deep esoteric stuff, you're going to have to kill the ego. Okay. Now I know that's quite advanced stuff, and most people don't want to hear that. They're like, "Show me how to evoke." Well, I'm telling you how to evoke. Evocation requires a certain state of consciousness, and this is the key. You see, inner alchemy requires internal alchemy. You see, it's not just about you wanting something; it's about you being ready for it and you being able to do it. Once again, how many people consistently can evoke and they get clear communication and get the result? Very, very few people. Why? Because very, very few people understand this. Because they think it's actually just about going through the motions and saying a couple of words and boom, the spirit's going to appear. It's not like that. Magic works through you and within you. You see? So I'm giving you the secret keys here. You know? But of course, that's not, I mean, how do you market this? Tell me. You see what I mean? This is my problem. This is why I got 6,000 subscribers on my channel, because how do you market this stuff? Okay. I would do way better marketing if I just told you that none of the, like, it's very simple. You just do this and that and this and that and this and that and feed your ego. That would be better in terms of marketing, right? If I just told you what you want to hear. But that wouldn't be truthful. I got to give you the truth. And I promise you, what I'm telling you are the keys that you need to do evocations. Otherwise, it's not going to work. How many other things did you try? How many other methods? How many fucking times did you try to get those results or to get the communication? But it didn't work, you see. And that is why, because it's a game of consciousness, my friend. Okay? It's a game of consciousness. And the state of consciousness determines what you can do with this thing. All right. Let's see. Hey, Frank, regarding astrology and reincarnation, are there any prominent signs of previously having a magical background in a previous life? No. And I wouldn't look for that. See, why is that even of interest to you? I wonder why is that of interest? Does that mean that if you didn't have a certain sign in the past, you can't do magic now? No. Does that mean you're going to be a better magician if you had that sign? No. Doesn't mean anything, you see. So why is that even of interest? You see. What you are looking for is an indication that you can actually practice magic. You see, you're looking for external validation so that you can believe in yourself. And that's the core problem here. Because why are you looking for external validation? Why do you need that? Why isn't that you can't believe in yourself? You see? Now, I promise you, or I'm telling you, that this is quite necessary. If you say, what is being a magician or a witch for that matter? You want to bend the world, the external world, according to your will. Okay. Now, does that sound like autonomy? That sounds like autonomy to me, right? Spiritual autonomy. Spiritual autonomy begins with believing what it is that you want and choosing what you make your reality, doesn't it? So looking for external validation and external significance and like in the stars that tell you that you are now capable as a magician, doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean anything. It's a sign of deep insecurity. Okay. Just like what would that be? People that need, let's say, the membership in one of the famous magical orders, let's say the Golden Dawn or the OTO or whatever. I'm a member of the OTO. Well, great, but what can you do? Well, I'm Magus level 3. Okay, what can you do? What can you do? Well, I just did this initiation ritual. Okay, fine. What can you do? You see what I mean? Stop looking for external validation. That's a sign of deep insecurity. It is as within, so without, you see? So you have to be able to control your inner world so that the external world adjusts. You can't look for validation from the outside world. Fuck what everybody else says. Who cares? Who cares? Create your own reality. You understand? That is what you need to do. Are you going to wait for somebody to tell you or give you the permission to be a magician? Now, fine, I grant you the right to be your own magician. Okay, let's see. You are now blessed with all the gifts of the gods and with the divine right to become a magician. Okay, straight from your favorite sorcerer. Okay, well, maybe I should sell that too. Maybe I should sell that, right? Isn't that would be great, right? Maybe I should sell that. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna sell the divine right for people to become magicians now, because I'm the Catholic Church. I'm gonna take on I'm gonna use the business model of the Catholic Church. Okay. No, okay, that was a joke, of course. What I'm telling you is stop looking for external validation. This is for everybody. Who are they? Like, seriously, who are they? Like, all these, I don't know, like, this fucking, the people that claim to have a monopoly on spiritual power and knowledge and wisdom. Okay, who are they? Who the fuck are they? Everybody's so looking up to Crawley. Crawley, like, who's that guy? A fucking junkie that fuck goats. Okay, like, is that something to look up to? I don't know. Maybe he had some interesting ideas, but like, seriously, come on. I mean, you need to empower yourself. Okay. And speaking of Crawley, didn't he say each man and woman is a star? Right. So you don't need anyone's approval. You don't need anyone's external validation. You make your own reality. Okay. Well, can you, meaning you. Can I, meaning me? What? Well, can you, meaning me? Yeah, you can. I would like to work with you. Okay, about what? Or what do you want to work with? How do I know if I'm talking to thought forms or actual deities? Well, oftentimes deities are thought forms. You got to be able to validate the answer. That's it. Now, if you can make use of the answer, if you can make use of it, does it actually matter? As far as I'm concerned, I only care about the truth, okay? And I don't care where I find the truth. If I find the truth in a trash can, I'm fine with that. If the truth comes out of the mouth of a 5-year-old, I'm fine with that. If the truth comes out of the mouth of a homeless woman, I'm fine with that. I don't care. I care about truth. Okay, what is truth? Applicable knowledge, stuff that you can use to cause an effect in the outside world. That's all I care about. Who gives a shit where it comes from? You know, it comes out of the mouth of a Christian. I'm a black magician. I don't give a shit. Give me the truth. It's great. See, I'm not religious. I'm not ideological. I don't have these things. I think ideologies are limitations. I think beliefs or belief systems are limitations. I believe religions are limitations. All I care about is the truth, okay? And whoever says it, whoever gives it to me, I'm grateful for it and I'm going to accept it. I don't give a shit. Can Hermes help to uncover secrets of the universe through rituals? Yes. Yeah. A desire comes from the ego, which is only comprehended by consciousness. It does not come from from divine love. Okay. Do spirits in evocation always ask for favors in return? No, but you should always give an offering. I believe you should give. It's an energy exchange, just like when you go to a store and get something, you pay, right? It's an energy exchange. If you want something from a spirit, you should give them an exchange too. You said you would suggest Magic Mentor first. In what order would you suggest one starts with if one wanted to go through your programs to yield the most wisdom, of course? Thanks for being you and all you do. I would start with Magic Mentor and then add on the Unbounded Mind, and that's it. Okay, so that's really it. You said you would suggest Magic. By the way, Frank, Magic Mentor with your Contacting Spirits course, if you know what to look for, Magic Mentor is really effective for a beginner like me. Thanks for the profound lessons. You're welcome. Hey, Frank, how can one find out about the spirits that are out there? For example, Belial or whatever else. Is there a book like a guide we can read? Yeah. See, the reason why everybody's talking about Belial and spirits like, I don't know, what are the most common names that are that I heard that people talk about are Belial, Lucifer, and I mean they're mainly spirits mentioned in the Lesser Key of Solomon. Okay, the Lesser Key of Solomon is the Goetia. It's a grimoire with 72 spirits, right? Why? It's because it's extremely well known, that specific grimoire. Its influence on Western occultism cannot be overstated. Okay, it's a very, very foundational and very, very influential grimoire, and that's why people know about all those. Okay, so if you want to learn about more spirits, just get more grimoires. Okay, there are so many. I mean, the Black Raven, the Red Dragon, all of those. Just Google grimoire, and you're gonna get a whole list. All right. Franz Barden has, like, in the practice of magical evocation, he has I don't know how many spirits for each element, each planetary sphere, and many, many more. You see, so check those out. And I mean, with those, you're gonna have a lot. You're gonna have a lot many, and then when you learn to scry, you can find your own spirits. There's so many. Okay, and when you get good at this stuff, then you can create your own spirits. Once again, there's not a limited amount of spirits out there. Okay, some of them are stronger than others, some are more suitable for different tasks, but spirits or limits, a limited amount of spirits is definitely not a problem. Like the amount of spirits is not the limiting factor in whatever we do, okay? At all. Um, Thanks, Frank. Love for your honesty, which always provides deep insight. Rough shit, but I'm masochistic. Well, I didn't mean to be mean to you. That was not my intention, really. Really not. I'm just trying to be honest, and life often is not is not fun. It's like, yeah, of course it has nice parts to it, but truth is never easy. It never is. It's heavy. Life is heavy. Okay, so if you want to confront it, you have to deal with some heavy shit, right? Like, think about it. From the moment you're born, everybody talks about birth being beautiful. Have you ever been present at a birth or heard of what birth is actually like? Okay, and now, hey, we live in times where the woman is actually kind of like helped. But can you imagine what that was like, giving birth before any of the sanitation, being and without hospitals and all of that? That's the most painful, dirty, and nasty experience you can imagine. And that is birth. Okay, that's how it starts. All right. And if you're unlucky, the mother dies shortly after, or the kid dies. You go through all of this pain, not knowing if it's actually going to work, and then, like, this is how life starts. Are you telling me life is just pretty and beautiful and all that? And I mean, there is beauty in all of it, of course. Yeah, there is beauty in it. But don't tell me that life is just sunshine and happiness. Okay, that's bullshit. So, in order to confront the truth or confront life, you have to look reality into the eyes, okay, without blinking. Especially if you want to deal with some demons in the underworld and all that, and you got a problem with rough truths. I don't think you're in the right place. You see what I mean? So that's it. I'm not trying to be mean to anyone. I'm just honest. That's all. I'm trying to be as honest and truthful as I can. All right. I've been wanting to ask for the longest time if Frank needs an assistant or a personal chef. I'm certified and live in Frankfurt. I'm just looking for a mentor outside of these apps, man. Okay, Tree Marie, find me on Facebook, okay, and private message me on Facebook, okay? Maybe we can arrange something. A chef would actually be, man, I eat the same stuff every day, like very little variation. Today I had a little bit of variation because today I cheated a little bit on my diet. But, a personal chef, why not? Or a personal assistant. Hmm. Well, I could, maybe I could make use of that. Why not? Hit me up. Is trance 100% needed to make a spell work? I would say so, yeah. Yes, because you're aware of your vulnerabilities, you will not respond with your ego, and you're able to make a more logical decision upon using magic. Yeah. If you have positive self-talk and keep thinking optimistic and imagining positive things with emotional will, your mind starting like that regularly, will your mind starting like that regularly, plus will it make positive thought forms? It will make positive thought forms, but your mind needs to be kept in check on a constant basis, okay, all the time. Habitual thinking, the mind left to its own devices is going to start thinking negatively. Why? Because it's trying to protect you from something. So it has to simulate the negative in order to not run into it. You see what I mean? But that is doesn't feel good. So you have to keep your mind in check on a constant basis. Profound words of wisdom as usual. Good, Frank. Thank you so much for opening the program, Frank. I just now signed up. We'll receive an email for an onboarding call soon. Yeah, unless I know you, then we probably don't need to do an onboarding call. I love it when you throw down the path and the confidence to help us sprouts grow. Just enough light that we can handle. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well said, brother. It's a game of consciousness and many are afraid to cross the bridge. All right. Here's the message again. Thanks, Frank. Love your honesty, which always provides deep insight. Rough shit, but I'm masochistic. Once again, I'm not trying to hurt anyone. I'm not trying to be mean to anyone. I'm just trying to be as honest as possible. Internal trust within is granted, and you are worthy. We all are. Once we are responsible and can face ourselves as we truly are, we need to cease looking to authorities. Yes. We can do better than Crawley for sure. Yes, just stay away from the heroin. Yeah. Hey Frank, how can one find out about the spirits that are out there? For example, hold on, I just read that. What happened? Oh, you probably posted it again. What do you see happening in the next 5 years in the world? Well, I did a strategy call with a couple people rather recently, and I don't think it's fair if I share this information with everybody here on the live stream. Okay, so I'm not going to tell you, but yeah, I did divination, and I only shared what's going to happen in the next 18 months with the people on the call. So, and 5 years down the line is yeah. I mean, I have prepared and looked down the line maybe 3 to 4 years. That's it. But 5 years, not really. What's up, my brother? What's up, bro? Can you share knowledge about intranquil spirits, please? How to work with them? Well, are you a palero or any of that? Because why would you work with intranquil spirits if you are not? That would be my question. Why do you work with them? You know, what energies do you work with when focusing on learning depths of content, like accessing vast objective info, knowledge that I wouldn't have the capacity to know in a lifetime, but a deeper knowing? What? Okay. What energies do you work with when focusing on learning depths of content, like accessing vast objective info, knowledge that I wouldn't have the capacity to know in a lifetime, but a deeper knowing? Is that possible, or am I asking too much or searching for something that is not possible to access? Is there info that we can't access as humans? No, I believe that we can look, it's as within, so without, it's as above, so below. Okay. If you want it, you can access and understand the entire universe by just studying this pen. Okay. Just like, look, I mean, through the smallest, you can understand the biggest. Okay. This world is fractal, okay, and holographic, which means that the smallest part contains everything. Does it make sense? Okay, if you have a problem understanding this, just study a little bit about holograms and fractal math. Not even fractal math. Fractals is enough. Okay, maybe watch a documentary that's going to explain everything that I'm saying here. So you can find the mechanics and the laws of the greater whole in the smallest pieces. So you can understand the entire universe, the entire cosmos by understanding yourself. Okay. Now the problem is that oftentimes we think that knowledge is linear knowledge, understanding. I mean, discernment or putting things into different categories. But true knowledge is heart knowledge. Okay, such as I mean, there are different levels to the intellect. Okay, and rational thinking is just one of them. But there's higher intelligence that is not like logic, that is not math problem solving intelligence. There are many. There's another form of intelligence which is holistic, and that's the real wisdom. I mean, and this other intelligence you need to find a meaning in things. Okay, or to understand context, to understand things such as love. How does love make sense from a rational point of view? It makes no sense. Okay, somebody that is strictly logical will tell you that love is basically just I don't know, has to do with this procreation process, and it just binds people together for a short amount of time so they can mate and perpetuate their genome, right? Which is not the whole story. We all know that. There's much more to that, right? But it depends on what level of consciousness you access or you're able to access, you see? So the deepest knowing is direct access to a knowingness, and that can happen through mystical experiences. But for that, you have to go into deeper states of meditation and release energy blocks, okay? So you can know everything. Everybody can know everything. Why? Because you have consciousness. You're a part of consciousness, you see? So consciousness is part of your mind, and therefore you can access everything and you can know everything. But that will not be something in terms of data. That's not going to be a data stream. It's going to be a knowingness that is of a higher order. Okay? If you have ever felt love, you know that you can't explain that. You can't. It's not something you can put into words. You see what I mean? And the same with insights like that. You see? So you can understand everything, the whole universe, but it's not something you can then later fully explain or break it down into A, B, C, D. It doesn't work like that. Between orange and yellow, which color candle is best used for success? It's probably blue. It's probably blue that's going to work best. Are old grimoire spells meant to be followed exactly, or is it just a metaphor? I wouldn't follow them word per word. I recommend none of you do that. Okay. What? Thank you so much for your time and thoughtful responses. You are the legend. You're welcome. I've read that you can petition your successful self in a different dimension to help you. Do you know of that type of magic? Yes. I use that all the time, actually. Yeah, definitely. That's something along the lines of reality transurfing, or even some NLP techniques work with that. Absolutely, you can use that. If you can curse multiple people in one ritual, can you put a love spell on multiple people in one ritual? Yes. Absolutely. Hi, Frank. How are you? I'm doing well, thank you. Hey, Frank, what's a good book to read to learn more about different types of spirits? Well, like I said earlier, just research a couple of grimoires, and then you're gonna have a whole host of them. What system of magic is closest associated with the Galactic Federation? I don't know. Really. If I intend to make this life my last physical incarnation, what would be the most important thing I should accomplish in the time I have left? You should explore the afterlife. That starts with out of body spirits. Out of body travels. Okay, let me break it down. I will do this. I will learn lucid dreaming, and then in the lucid dreaming state, learn to enter the 36th path. I mean, if you look at the tree of life, I'm sure you've seen that before, the tree of life with the Sephiroth and the paths connecting the Sephiroth. Okay, you got to be able to you have to be able to enter path number 36. Okay, and that is doable quite easy. And then you can enter the path of fire, water, and earth. I mean, sorry, fire, water, and air. Okay, and those paths lead to different destinies in the afterlife. Okay, the path of fire is the one that gives you control over your reincarnation process. All right, and that is what you want to look at. So, question: how important is astrology and learning the natal chart of one is following the occult and learning to be more spiritual? Well, it can tell you something about your own strengths and weaknesses, but it's not absolutely necessary. Have you united with source energy, and what was your experience like the first time you did? Yes, I have. It's total liberation, complete liberation. It's no sense of self anymore. It's like completely dissolving into everything, and it's a sense of timelessness, a sense of eternal beingness, no sense of limited self. Okay. Feels very good, and coming back into 3D is it sucks once you do that. What do you do with a person during consultation? Well, it depends on what their problem is. A consultation is never just there you got individuals, so I got to treat them as individuals. You see. Can you simply perform demonic evocation and get a lover indeed? Yeah. Sure. But what is a lover? I mean, do you just want to have sex? Yeah, no problem. But if you want love, once again, I wouldn't do love spells. If you want real love, it's not gonna work. Because love has to grow. It's respect, and it's like mutual respect. It's like you have to go through things together, and that can't be created through a love spell. Through a love spell, you're gonna get a good fuck. You're gonna get the physical side of things, which is fine, just fun, but you have to know that you're getting that. Okay, what do you think about Gurdjieff working? I like it a lot. I like it a lot. I mean, the most important thing. I mean, for those of you who don't know, Gurdjieff was a very well-known magician in the early 20th century. And he had these schools where he would teach people to essentially a Zen methodology of awakening their consciousness. Okay. Um, so he would have them do certain exercises, and they would have to stay fully conscious while they're doing their exercises, because he called his work um, the battle against sleep, because he said that people are, even if they're awake, they're still asleep, which is essentially unconsciousness. Okay, to what extent are you fully 100% present when you're doing an activity? Okay, most people are not. They're maybe 30% here, and their mind is somewhere else. It's all over the place, you see. Now, when we look at something like yoga, for instance, yoga aims at stilling the mind, right? The mind is identified in different stages, and when you're in let's say the lower stages, there's a lot of confusion, there are a lot of other thoughts, and with that, a negative state of beingness, or a negative, you feel negative. And then the more focused you become, the more you become one with your activity, the less mental chatter there is and the better you feel, right? And you can raise that up to a very high level where you completely focus, and you forget about yourself. You dissolve into everythingness. And this is bliss, okay? And you become fully conscious. So he would basically use this, he would try to get people onto this path. That's what he would do. I don't think it's very new what he did, because he basically just used methods from Zen and yoga. Nothing original there, but I liked him as a personality. He was very interesting. There are many stories about how he healed people, and how he did that was very cool. If you have positive self-talk and keep thinking optimistic and imagining positive things, I already answered that question. Do you need to be initiated in voodoo to work with Loa? Can you evoke them like other spirits? No, you cannot evoke them. And you can definitely, you can fully work with them once you're initiated, yeah. You can definitely give offerings to them and ask for favors if you're not initiated, but you can't evoke them. They're not evocable. Works different. What practice or ritual would be needed to detect when an outside individual is attempting to remote view you? You just need to be aware of your energy body. That's all. Your awareness of your energy body has to be trained. When somebody begins to remote view you, or even sending energy to you, you will feel it as a slight pressure in your aura. You will even be able to detect from what direction that is coming. Okay? It's basically the sensitivity of your energy field that you have to develop by using it often. Because your sensitivity of the energy field is basically how well connected is your nervous system to your energy, to your aura. Okay. Now, if you constantly put your attention there and you use it, the connection will get stronger and better, you see. So you'll become more aware of the energies around you. It's kind of like if you train yourself to see something more, you will begin to see it better. That's an ability that develops, you see. If you train yourself to feel energies around you more, or to see spirits, that's an ability that will get better. If you train yourself to hear spirits, you'll get better at it. Just like anything else, you see. I'm 19 years old and want to become a powerful sorcerer like yourself. Do you recommend I focus on achieving financial freedom before immersing myself into magic? Thanks, brother. No. You should use magic to achieve financial freedom. That's how I did it. So, yeah. Why do you have to do one after the other? Use magic to get yourself the financial freedom that you want. How? I mean, for financial freedom, you need other people for the most part. You need other people's money and other things. So It's essentially about how to influence people in a lot of ways. Okay, so magic is perfect for that. Thank you. I've been sensing an energy from my left side. Is there a difference in the type of energy being sent up as opposed to feeling it on my right side? You can know the intention that is sent towards you by just allowing yourself to know it. The energy carries the intention, you see. So if you can feel it, it's a very small step to also know what the intention is that is coming with the energy, you see. Hi, Frank. You have spoken of a magic morning routine. Can you share a suggestion for a daily evening magic routine? Daily evening magic routine. Well, make sure that your mind that your day is basically okay. Here's how I do it. I make sure that my mind is cleared, and I do that by writing my to-do list for the next day in the evening. Because doing that, I create a little bit of structure in my mind, and I don't have to think about what I'm going to do tomorrow. Okay, so I write out everything that I need to write out. I create my to-do list in the evening. My mind is clear, and then I have a dream journal. Okay, so I keep my dream journal next to my bed, fall asleep, and when I wake up, I can write my dreams down right away. Are demons that important spirits, or is that because it sounds cool for a lot of people? Yeah, I mean, it sounds cool for a lot of people, yes. Um, but they're also vibrationally very dense, you see. They're very dense vibrations, so oftentimes they're um, sometimes it's more convenient to work with them because they're denser, you know. So for certain things, they're easier to use, you know. So it's just for harmful magic, you're gonna have a hard time using an angel for harmful magic because the energy or the vibration is just too high. Also, sometimes it takes more energy to manifest an angel because you know they vibrate too fast. Essentially, they're too high of an uh, at a vibrational stage. So it takes more energy to bring them here. So sometimes it's a convenience issue, but yeah, for the most part, it's just over like it's a hype, you know. So they call it demons. It's so cool, sexy, whatever. Okay, the next question was, do you interpret your dreams like the Jungians do? You mean with archetypes? Yeah, not really. Not really. Oftentimes, your dreams make sense to you, you know? Um, Ashley asked about out of body experiences. Oh, man. Don't try to separate your energy body from your physical body. What you need to do is understand that you're not the energy body, you're also not the physical body, you're just awareness, you're just consciousness. You know, the awakeness in all of that, okay? So all you need to do is turn your attention inwards and then put your attention into a different location, you see? And that's how you're going to project there. Okay. Frank, the first time you quit meat, was it hard? And what kept you away from it? It was an intuitive decision. I thought I would feel cleaner if I didn't eat it, and it was true. Have you be yes, achieve okay. Have you be I assume that's not a complete question. Have you be Can you summon a demon, an angel, to work on completely the same goal? Yes. No. Oh. You're welcome. All right. With the help of a few different spirits, I've been able to create very catchy and meaningful music. 9 songs in 10 days. Sounds like a very productive rate, right? Wanted to share that and ask how you think creating is so much easier. I don't know. Maybe you were open. I would have to be there to tell you anything about it. You see, if you send enough chi balls to someone, will it change their energy? Yes. What do you think about soul fragments? Is there a way for the soul to be fragmented? If so, can the fragments be retrieved? Yes, they can be retrieved, and yes, that happens in a trauma situation, for instance. And when we're talking about soul fragments, we're not talking about the eternal self or soul. We're talking about parts of the energy body. Okay, that needs to be understood. So it's not about the eternal self or eternal soul or whatever you want to call it. It's an energy body part that is split off. Yeah. In the aura, you will see a dark hole if that happens, and that can be brought back. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Do you know exercise to raise energy, work on the energy body other than LBRP and middle pillar? Yeah, I know so many, but uh, can the skill of drawing illustration be used in magic practice? Thank you for dropping wisdom in the live stream. Sure, just think about what it is that you want to express or bring that energy into you, and then just let your hand be guided by that energy. Okay, guys, it's almost 7 a.m. I gotta wrap this up now because it's getting a little bit too late for me. And I hope you got something out of this. And we've been doing this for 75 minutes. Peace.